In our cities, we are drowning in garbage. The sign of civilization is plastic when it comes to India. We know that people live here because there is garbage and there is plastic. That is clearly not the way we want to be known, as a civilization which is drowning in its own garbage. And yet we know that the way to be able to manage garbage is not to be able to sweep the streets, put it into a waste bin, and then pack it off to a landfill. Only countries which are senseless about their waste management, which have large amount of land and absolutely huge amount of money, can afford to think of a strategy in which you make more and more garbage into a waste. A country like India has to think about garbage as a resource, but we do, because we have a whole business of recycling that operates on the underbelly of our cities. We never notice it because it is not something that we would like to see. We do not see that business that happens with such precision to collect every plastic, like Krishan Dhawan is holding in his hand. That bottle will not land in a landfill site. It will be collected, it will be segregated, it will be sorted, and it will go to a recycling system that the poor have organized. They have organized it because they are poor. They have organized it in the most unhygienic conditions. But the question is, instead of removing that and thinking that we will get fancy waste collectors to take all our waste and it'll disappear, can we not make it part of the business? Can we not make the informal business of waste management part of the real business of managing our waste, so that it is not a waste, but it is a resource? It is the same thing when it comes to sewage. I talked about our rivers being nothing more than sewage canals. The fact is today that you will never be able to build all the sewage treatment plants that you need to be able to clean your rivers. And that even if you build the sewage treatment plants, you will not have the underground sewerage that will connect the sewage treatment plant, clean it, treat it, and put it into the river. But it is also a fact that most of our cities today are connected to what is called an on-site system, an on-site septic treatment system. So instead of thinking about that septic treatment system which we connect to our own toilet in our homes as being something that is going to go away as the state will build its underground sewerage, think about that business of collecting that sewage, of taking it to a treatment zone as part of the new future. I can go on and on and on about every such business opportunity that we can create. Business which does not displace the poor, but business which builds on the inventiveness and innovation of the informal sector, but works for sustainable development. That would be affordable growth. I'll give you one more instance. Take your city of Jaipur, take this city of Jaipur, or take any city of India. Today, the public transport system is run in the most obnoxious manner, but it works. It works based on private auto rickshaws with small tempos, with everything else. Instead of making that disappear, think about that as your last mile connectivity. Think about integrating that with a modern metro. Think about creating a different business work model, a different model for sustainable growth. Think about farming. Our entire vision of agriculture is that tomorrow all the smallholder farmers are going to disappear, and that we will have these large farms, mechanized, big, massive agri-businesses produce and ship all our food all over the world. Disaster. That's the disaster that we are inheriting today. Yet, if you value the smallholder agriculturists today, you will know that they get more value out of the little inputs they put in than all the mega corporate houses that do that. So if you could value the smallholder, if you could think about growing organic because you're already growing organic. We don't have to first chemicalize our food, learn about the toxic dangers, and then talk about organic farming. Indians eat home food. We eat diverse food, yet we are losing that diversity. And the fact is that if you lose the diversity in the wild, you can never have the diversity on your plate. It also means that if you lose the diversity on your plate, you will never have it in the wild. And that's really that new opportunity that we have to think differently. Think in a way that there is no box. Think of environmentalism not so that we fit our ideas into a box which is already Trumpized, if I can put it. Think that we don't have a box at all, so that we can think differently, think boldly, but think about environmentalism, always keeping in mind that if growth is not inclusive, if it leads to more inequity in society, then it can never be sustainable growth. And that's really what our report on the state of India's environment each year will tell you. So we hope that you will join us in our effort to say we need a clean India, because that's the only way we are going to have a healthy India. Thank you very much.